Would it be possible to kind of initiate this journey of putting together a big epic Viking movie with an old Icelandic saga at the core? I didn't know which one. There's so many of them, and I didn't really have a starting point. I didn't know where to how to kind of attack it, but I kind of knew that I wanted the combination of the old sagas are often about a family feud. It's about revenge. They're quite contained, and I thought it'd be incredible if you can combine that, but to do that on an epic scale. So you'd both have big battle scenes, but also at the core of it is this quite intimate story. We wanted to look as real and truthful as possible. And when it turned out that he was incredibly passionate about Norse mythology and the Viking culture, it felt like the obvious choice, or a dream choice for us. So after that meeting, I spoke to Lars, and we both agreed that Rob would be the perfect director for this project. So we asked him, and to our great delight, he said that he wanted to jump on board. And so that was kind of the genesis of this collaboration between the three of us. It's character-driven. That was important, that it wasn't, you want it to be visually overwhelming and a lot and spectacular, but you need to care about these characters and follow them and feel for them and have these intimate moments between them, which made it a lot of, it was a great movie to shoot because you got, in a way, the best of both worlds. You got these incredible set pieces, big fight scenes, but you also got days where you're in a room with Nicole Kidman and just it's a dead quiet scene, two characters talking to each other for 4, 5, 6 pages, and it's a real treat. We can have both in the same movie. Obviously, from when I was very young, I had this fixation and a pull towards Viking culture and Norse mythology. And then I've basically lived half my life in the States, half my life in Sweden, grew up in Sweden, then half my life in the States. And in those 20 years, since I left Sweden, I've played a lot of really interesting characters. I've been very fortunate, but I don't think I've ever played a Scandinavian. I guess I did a show called True Blood, and on that one, my character had been in the States for 2 centuries, but was originally a Viking, also named Northman, by the way, in his last name. But I never, there was something about being away from Sweden that long, playing characters from around the world, mostly American characters, that kind of awakened that desire to go back to my roots in a way, and to play a Viking was something that I was desperate to do. So our story is based on Prince Amleth of Jutland by Saxo Grammaticus in the 12th century. So about 200 years after the end of the Viking era, the Viking Age, which was the predecessor of Hamlet. It's Shakespeare-based Hamlet on this character. Hence, he's a Danish prince, and the structure is basically young man, father murdered by uncle, marries his mother. That is in the Northman. Everything else is quite different. Hamlet is very much a man of inaction. Amleth is definitely not. He is very much a man of action. At least once he's set on the right path, when he found he realized what his fate was, and when Björk's character reminds him of who he is and what his purpose is, his mission. He vows to avenge the death of his father and save his mother as a 10-year-old boy when he watches the brutal murder of his father by his uncle. But when we're reconnected with him 20 years later, he works as a berserker on these Viking raids down the Russian rivers, which is basically the tip of the spear during the Viking invasion. They throw in these 10 to 15 berserkers to wreak havoc first, and almost like special forces. They go in and then they wreak havoc. They open the gates for the rest of basically the cavalry come in.